Hall of Fame shit, nigga. Keep it. Come on, get out there. Get out there. Good catch, my boy. 5 Unit Nation, man. Number one, man.
Oh my God, run this shit up, man. Go on, we stand.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of SGDS Same Goes Different Struggle Podcast. This is episode number 89. I am your host, Ajay. If you have never heard of me before, I talk politics, sports, music, relationship, a little bit of everything. Please like, subscribe, clip, do whatever you gotta do, man. I appreciate all the support out here, man. Let's go ahead and get started, man. If you've been on a fucking rock somewhere, if you have not heard, Trump and fucking did what he did some bullshit, y'all. He didn't capture Venezuela's president and the goddamn wife. I'm gonna play some videos real quick. Well, not even real quick. I'm gonna play some videos of what happened yesterday. But before I do that, man, I'm gonna let y'all know, man, this is like, because I've been seeing different type of videos. You got us, I think, in the U.S. that is, I guess, trying to, I don't know, man. I don't know what we're doing in the U.S. because in Venezuela, I've seen videos of them protesting and being happy. Not even protest, I'm sorry, being happy that the president is gone. Then over here, we're protesting about it. You got the Democrats, Kamala Harris saying that, that Trump's a this, and that. But let's get this shit understood, bro. I don't give a damn. No, I don't mean I don't give a damn. I'm not finna play that game where the Democrats want to act all innocent because Barack fucking killed Gaddafi or Libya. And he was over here trying to help black people, send money over here for black people. He was gonna apparently give money, I think over $1 billion to Minister Farrakhan, who, like I said, I'm not even a big fan of. And what's crazy is I was talking because I believe if you have read up on Minister Farrakhan and how he felt about Malcolm X at that time, I just felt like it was all some bullshit and a setup to kill Malcolm. And the Nation of Islam was in bed with not only a lot of powerful people. It's like, bro, all this shit is the same game that they playing. They've been doing this shit for years, bro. Trump can sit up here and capture this man because he's saying, at first, he was saying that they kept sending drugs over here, fentanyl and stuff. I promise y'all this. Fentanyl ain't finna stop coming over here because fentanyl ain't the only, Venezuela wasn't the only one shipping fentanyl over here. China got a whole bunch of fentanyl. You feel me? So, like, that's just a whole bunch of game they be running. These politicians be running so many games, and a lot of time, bro, we just be falling for it. This shit was about power, control, and money. That's all this shit is, bro. It's the same game, bro. The same game, bro. They just playing it right in our face. The thing I'll tell you about this, like I've said before, the Democrats like to hide the bullshit that they do behind closed doors. The Republicans, and that's why they like Trump, he gonna put it out there on Front Street what the fuck he's doing. He gonna might lie a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you watch the press conference, he told you they got all the oil. They captured all this oil from Venezuela. Now he's talking about being in control of Venezuela, and they're gonna take over their oil, take over their country, and he's gonna literally sell the oil to all these gas stations, which sounds kind of crazy. But if you see gas prices going down and stuff, you gotta look at it like, damn, okay, that's that. But in our relation, man, we ain't like, even though it look like we might be benefit off the gas prices, the real players and the ones who benefit is these gas stations and these politicians, bro, and these like families and all this shit, bro. Mind you, what they not telling you is this. Guess who's funding this shit? You got still these families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all these goddamn, like I've been saying forever and ever, that have been funding all the shit that Trump was doing. Because you gotta look at it like this. Venezuela ain't the only one. I could pull up, like, before I start the video, let's pull up some shit. I don't even know. Nah, it ain't come through. Fuck it. Venezuela ain't the only one with oil that we could have went. But Venezuela don't have the type of army to then have the type of army to back this shit as far as defending themselves. Because look at it like this, bro. You don't see Trump going into China doing that shit. You don't see him going into Russia doing that shit. So all that shit they be talking, bro, he gonna pick on the Americas ain't nothing but some big ass bullies. They gonna pick on the little ones. They knew Venezuela had this oil, and they try to distract us by saying that they was doing it or fucking with Venezuela because of oil, fentanyl. That was a goddamn lie. But let me get started on these videos real quick, and then we'll go into the bullshit the news been talking about, and then I'll keep going from there. What video is this?
It was slightly busy, I would say. It was very dark all over, especially in Venezuela. The team did an incredible job. They rehearsed and practiced like nobody's ever seen. And I was told by real military people that there's no other country on earth that can do such a maneuver. If you would have seen what happened, I mean, I watched it literally like I was watching a television show. And if you would have seen the speed, the violence, they say that, the speed, the violence, they use that term. It was an amazing thing, an amazing job that these people did. There's nobody else could have done it, seen anything like this. I was able to watch it in real time, and I watched every aspect of it, and I listened to the communication between, where we were in Florida and out in the field in Venezuela. And it was amazing to see the professionalism, General Raisin Kane is fantastic. Don't forget, we did another one not so long ago. It was called the knocking out of the Iranian nuclear threat, the nuclear power. And that was unbelievable what they did there. And this is something that, I don't know, it's amazing. And to have a few injuries, but no death on our side is really amazing. Compare this to Afghanistan, where we were a laughing stock all over the world. We're not a laughing stock anymore. No, we have the greatest military in the world by far. We have the greatest military equipment in the world by far. And you had to see this in real time. You had to see this, the professionalism and the bravery, everything about it. And you almost couldn't hold them back. It was like they wanted to go so badly. And most people would have said, I'll take a pass. I know that Charlie.
See, that's that bullshit, bro. And that's why I'm saying, bro, like, he's speaking for the military, but who knows how these people in the military, they probably feeling like this was putting a whole bunch of bull crap. You feel me? Like, they might have not felt like that. So he might have just be talking.
I know that Charlie would have wanted to go because Charlie's a very brave person. But I know a lot of other people would have said, I think I'll pass on this one. Let's watch it on television. So it's been amazing to see how good they were, how professional they were, how incredible the equipment we have is. I mean, the level of equipment and to see how it worked so perfectly. And if you compare this to attacks on Iran over the years with helicopters crashing into each other, the whole thing was a mess. The Jimmy Carter situation, which was a mess, and every other situation compared to this, nobody's ever seen like this. Look, the Iranian attack, knocking out their nuclear power was big. We had peace in the Middle East, and we have it. Without that, you could never have peace in the Middle East. We knocked them out, and look what's happening now to Iran, but we knocked it out. That was, it could not have been better. This could not have been better. I don't even know which is, these are both really important. If you think about equal and importance, I wonder how it's going to be rated. But knocking out the nuclear power of, they were ready. They were within 2 months. They would have been a nuclear power. And comparing that to this in a certain different way, I think this might have been actually more complex.
Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to...
Breaking just now, Maduro, the president says, has been captured. Nicolás Maduro, president of Venezuela, has been captured, says President Trump. There will be a news conference at Mar-a-Lago on this at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Let me read you the full statement from the president. Quote, the United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolás Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with the U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump.
So all this happened on Saturday, man. This happened really on Saturday morning. I was going to do a video, but I said I wasn't even in the mood to deal with this shit, bro. Like, it's just always some bullshit going on, man. Like, and it's funny, though, like, bro, black people are considered the bullies, the evil ones, the crooked ones, and all this shit in people's eyes. But we really looking at who really are the motherfucking bullies of America right now. And it's a shame, bro, that we have become this. It's a shame, bro, because you got innocent people that really goddamn are getting hurt and shit like that. Now, I ain't saying that president of Venezuela is easy or not. He crooked as hell, too. You feel me? All these politicians crooked. But the people that get hurt behind it is the ones, like the people in the military, bro. Like, this shit was uncalled for. Now, if Venezuela had an army or had some people behind them and start bombing our ass, shit would been get real around this motherfucker. Like, for real, for real.
Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
So let me ask you something, right? Why they don't do nothing about the Christians that been molesting or the Catholic people that been molesting these kids and shit? Why you don't say nothing about none of all that shit? Why you want to go into the black goddamn country, Nigeria, that's messing with country? Why you want to do? What's really behind that? Nigeria got some oil too? Nigeria, like, it's funny because I just posted this shit and I ain't never really watched Dave Chappelle growing up like that. I only watched the little R. Kelly thing and I think another episode, but I ain't really watched Dave Chappelle. But it was a funny, like, they clipped it out with Trump and Dave Chappelle, and Dave Chappelle had this shit where he was the president and they asked him about oil, and that nigga said, oil? Bitch, you said something about cooking. I don't, like, bro, that's how long this shit, and this was when we was kids. That should tell y'all how long this shit been going on, bro. All these presidents part of it. Barack had parts in his shit. All these, Barack, Bush, Bill, Biden, they all do dirty shit, bro. They all go over these other countries and try to show they nuts and try to show who's big and bad. And that's why a lot of time Trump was so in the rush to go goddamn make a deal with China and Russia. Because you know damn well Russia and China got the firepower to bomb back on our ass. But Venezuela don't have that. They don't have that goddamn army behind them and shit like that. Probably why they were trying to send that fentanyl shit over here and make deals and all that bullshit, bro. But man, it's just crazy, bro, how this shit, bro, like in this world we're living in, bro, and just like our kids gotta watch this shit, bro. Cause I know my daughter gonna hit me in the few about this shit. Cause she, me and her always on this politics shit. I'm gonna play a picture. This is a so-called picture of them capturing the Venezuela dude. I said dude, my bad, y'all. This is the Venezuela president and shit. Then they caught the wife too. Apparently they caught them both in bed and shit like that. But bro, these people in the military only gonna do what the president tell them to do. It don't matter what president is in this motherfucker. Just the same way they went over there to kill Gaddafi, they went over there and killed Osama bin Laden. They gonna do whatever these motherfuckers tell them to do. That's what they signed up for. That's why you would never, ever. I was not built for the military. Not just. I just think the higher power didn't want me to be God. They didn't want me to be in no goddamn shit like this. because he knew it was corrupted and all this bullshit was unwilling. Like, how the fuck you gonna say you a Christian and you believe everybody a God? Like, everybody is God's children, right? But you sitting up here bombing innocent people and doing all this shit, but you ain't gonna tell what you like all the other shit y'all be doing. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's some crooked ass shit, bro. Like, I don't know what Trump going after the afterlife, but god damn it, boy, I hope that shit be whooping his ass, his old ass, bro. All these presidents that be doing shit and they know what they be doing and they be fucking over everybody. They be benefiting off all these people, and it's so much shit, bro. I want to talk about. Like, I don't even know if I could get it all in one day, bro. Cause it's like, it's crazy out here, bro. So this says, if America has a documented history of evolving nation for oil, invading nations for oil, overthrowing government, and stealing resources, why are African American blamed for culture violence over individual crime? Ain't that some real shit? Why do we get blamed? And fuck African American, Black Americans. I ain't even finna speak on that, because we ain't like all the rest of y'all that want to be African American, and some of y'all are, that's cool. I'm Black American until I find out anything else, because my people was here. It was already here. It was here when Christopher Columbus brought his ugly Napoleon ass. I mean, whatever white people mix with, man. I'm so fucked up right now. The fuck? It's just sad, bro. Like, it's really sad that we like, I don't even know, bro. Like, it's like I'm lost for words sometimes, bro, about how this country run, bro. And then it's like how can I explain this, bro? You can have a good side to this and you can have an evil side to this. And in politics, bro, you can't even have feelings with this shit, bro. Can't. That's why I say feelings cannot be involved in politics. That's why these people wanted Trump in office, because they knew that shit was gonna go down. They knew how this shit was gonna go down, bro. You know what I mean? They knew what he was capable of, what they was gonna do. They knew he was gonna goddamn get in that motherfucker and start a big ass war. Trump and bombed 8 fucking countries. Let me show y'all how many countries this motherfucker and bomb. 8. I can't even show you the bottom part. I don't even know how to zoom. How do I edit this shit? I can't even edit this goddamn thing, it's so big. But look, 8. Iran, Iraq, Nigeria, Venezuela, Palestine, and a few other ones. 8 in one fucking year. Mind you, and see, that's why I was telling my bro Chris earlier. You see a lot of Democrats starting to get back in this goddamn thing, and I don't believe that's a great thing. But they lose that midterm, I don't know what's gonna happen. This shit gonna get uglier and uglier, bro. Cause you already got Miss Kamala Harris talking shit about what she just said. Let me post this up. Donald Trump action in Venezuela do not make America safer, stronger, or more affordable. Now, I don't know if that's actually true. I don't know what certain shit, but I'm not gonna say it's true. I'm not gonna say it's not true, because, like I said, oil prices have gone down. I'm just being honest with y'all. If you in the state, I can only speak for the state of the metro parts of Georgia. I don't know what's going on in other states. You know what I mean? Or how y'all have to comment in y'all state, New York, Cali, all the rest of y'all 49 other states, to let us know. What she said, the Maduro is a brutal and illegitimate dictator, not change the fact that his action was both unlawful and unwise. We've seen this movie before. Exactly. We have seen this movie. We've been seeing this movie for a long fucking time. Matter of fact, we've been seeing this type of shit ever since Israel fucked up JFK. But nobody wants to keep speaking on Israel. Nobody likes to, well, I ain't gonna say nobody. I've seen a lot of people talk about Israel. But like I said, bro, Israel's part of this little fucking bombing shit too, bro. All of them are in bed together. And the funny part about what Kamala is saying is, and I'm gonna finish reading this, but the funny part about what she's saying is this, and this is probably why another reason they won't let her ass in. That's why I say president are not elected, they're selected. She wasn't gonna do this, and that's what they wanted. Like, y'all gotta keep it real. She wasn't gonna do this. It's not like she wasn't gonna do this unless they really, really made her. But she wouldn't probably been the ones calling the calls. That's why her and Biden win case. Like, she don't, like, if you read, I haven't read her book all the way, but I've heard certain parts of her book about her and Biden not getting along and shit like that. Mind you, this is the person that lied to you about Biden, said that he was supposed to be well and shit. When we seen Biden falling the fuck over, about to goddamn literally pass the fuck out, like kill his damn self, just going up the stairs on a plane. So can you really trust her words? Because she lied to us before. They always lying. And that's the part I be telling with about these fucking lame ass celebrities who be trying to get on here acting like, give this woman a chance, bro. If you lying to me, the fuck I gotta, like, what am I giving you a chance for? And then second of all, a lot of y'all niggas don't do y'all motherfucking history, bro. Y'all don't go, not even history, y'all don't do y'all research. Y'all just pay attention to the news and just follow along with the certain shit, bro. But it's a whole bunch of other shit that goes on behind closed doors. We seen this movie before, wars for region change or oil that are sold as shrimp but turn into Chio, and the American family paid a price. I don't know if we're gonna pay the price for this shit. I wish I could read the rest of this shit. I don't know why this shit so fucking, like, it's big up like this, but I don't know if we're gonna pay the price for this shit. We could. You never know. We've been paying the price for their bullshit too. All the shit the Democrats did before they got in, like, I'm not taking a side for none. Y'all know I don't fuck with neither side, bro. I just speaking of what I know. I wish my brother CJ was on here a lot more with me so I could rebut off this motherfucker, because he's just as intelligent with this shit as I am. But let's get on to this. I'm gonna see what Fox News talking about. Which one I want to talk about first, y'all? Let's see. Jonathan Trolley, Maduro operation was illegal, but Trump makes it complicated. What ain't illegal in this motherfucker? What don't they do that's not illegal? Trump did 100 things illegal. They always doing something legal, but they ain't gonna tell you that. They gonna tell you some other shit.
Help your career thrive with a program designed for real-world success.
Learn more at wgu.edu.
Let's bring in now Congressman Brian Mast, Chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Thank you so much for joining us. Your reaction to what we're seeing right now, Nicolás Maduro and his wife about to deboard that plane right here in New York.
Yeah, I would start with a thank you to President Trump, Secretary Rubio, Secretary Hegseth. Limited operation, conducted the mission, took into account all of the risks from what happens next. The most strategic partner for China, for Russia, for Iran, for Cuba, in all of Latin America that was directly operating in our backyard, and you severed that tie. You protected the homeland of the United States. Thank you to the president. Job well done.
Job well done. Chairman, President Trump elaborated on why he was a bit hesitant to inform Congress of the plan. Take a look at this.
If I could add one thing to that.
Let me say something real quick. Yeah. Ain't it illegal for him not to talk to Congress about this shit? I know you supposed to get approval from Congress about this shit, like, before you attack. But that nigga ain't been getting approval of nothing. That's why I say that midterm, bro. If the Democrats come in this bitch, they ain't gonna do nothing but not agree on nothing. Like, this shit gonna get uglier and uglier. By 2027, bro, we all gonna have gray hair.
That Congress has a tendency to leak. This would not be good. If they leaked, General, I think it would have been maybe a very different result. But I have to say, they knew we were coming at some point, you know. A lot of ships out there, they sort of knew we were coming. We went there. But Congress will leak, and we don't want leakers.
Chairman, definitely don't want leakers. Do you agree with the president that leaking would have compromised this mission and that leaking was, in fact, a big concern here? Do you see it that way?
I know for a fact, I can't give you every detail, that the president is I don't want to say being bashful, he's being kind with his words right now. Very, very specific threats with this operation and very specific threats with previous operations to say it in a way that's more open source for most people. We recognize how there are Democrats around the country in office that are just looking for the opportunity to say, there's an ICE agent. Let's pull off their mask. Let's identify where their home is. Let's point out who their family is so that they can be targeted. That's just a tip of the iceberg example to say there are people in this government, lawmakers, looking to leak. It goes well beyond that in this particular circumstance, but I just use that to be analogous to it. Yes, there was very specific threats for leaking that were thwarted in advance of this operation.
Mr. Chairman, Rich Edson here. Thanks so much for joining us this evening on what an incredible day it's been. Do you get a sense that there is cooperation with the vice president in Venezuela, with the U.S. government right now, that a transition election, that the road forward there is complex or might be smoothed, or what's your sense of what's next?
There's an acknowledgement that everybody in place in the Venezuelan government was complicit with what was going on with Maduro. That is acknowledged, but that doesn't mean that it was more tactically wise to leave a vacuum in place there instead of keeping some people that knew where the keys were, knew how to turn on the lights. If they were willing to say, okay, we can keep the lines of communication open with the United States of America. We can make sure that who we are talking to is the U.S., not Cuba, not China, not Iran, not Russia, again, severing those ties that I spoke about before. And if you have that in place, then we can continue the conversation moving forward. Obviously, there are conversations surrounding Machado and Rodriguez and what will be the future. But I would give this, again, to be analogous. I was a bomb technician. We didn't go charging into minefields. We crawled in very carefully, and that's what's being looked at right here with this transition. Again, by tactical demand that they not go charging into the next partner, but move in very carefully.
Sir, thanks for joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate a remarkable news day. I want to ask just if you could extend a little bit on that. What do we know about transition plans? The word run was used, but there wasn't a whole lot of clarity.
You know that the transition, any partner, not to repeat myself, but in part I will, it has to involve severing those ties with China, with Russia, with Iran, with North Korea, with Cuba, and not being the greatest destabilizing factor throughout all of Latin America and South America, but rather becoming what Venezuela could be for the Venezuelan people and for Latin America, which used to be this great hope. It's bringing them back to that place that they can become a great hope. And if we find the right partner to do that, they have a future. If somebody is the wrong partner, they do not have a future.
Congressman, you mentioned you were an EOD tech for which you were awarded the Bronze Star, Purple Heart in Afghanistan. And it makes me think, you know, when we sort of step back at the big picture and look at the disastrous withdrawal in Afghanistan under the Biden administration, and now this unbelievable precision strike in the extraction force that was able to go in to such a difficult situation and pull it off seamlessly, it really paints a picture that is contrasting two different ways. Talk to me about your assessment, someone who has this military experience, about this operation that was carried out and how it compares and contrasts to the previous administration.
Yeah, to say it at a high level, the compare and contrast is this. President Trump has never been the forever war president, right? He conducted a limited strike in Syria in the 45 administration. He laid forth the groundwork to get the United States of America out of Afghanistan under pre-met conditions. And of course, the Biden administration totally screwed that up. Then we move into the 47 administration. President Trump conducts a limited operation in Iran to make sure that no matter what Iran does, they cannot respond to anybody, including the United States, with anything measured in kilotons or megatons. Limited strike, no violation of war powers, and this is the exact same thing. Democrats have total egg on their face from previous operations saying we are going to be in these protracted long war operations that did not take place. Why? Because again, President Trump is not the protracted war president. He is the person that is going in there with any operation saying, number one, what is the mission that has to be accomplished? Number two, in trying to accomplish that mission, what is the risk to U.S. forces or potentially a protracted engagement, which he doesn't want to be in? in. Number three, what is the potential for outcome? Any other risk peripheral to that? What is the future in the days following that? He and his team are calculating every single one of these things. I know to a high level, speaking to Secretary Rubio and others, these are things that they've been thinking about for days, weeks, months. How do they calculate all of those things to do the right thing for defense of the homeland of the United States of America, protection of our forces in an inherently dangerous, extremely dangerous operation, and for the future of the Venezuelan people?
Yeah. Congressman Brian Mast, thank you very much for taking time and getting your insight there.
Boy, this shit finna get uglier and more uglier. I don't know, y'all. I keep saying that shit, but y'all tell me how y'all feel about this certain situation. Do you feel like it was justified? Do you feel like what Trump did was justified? Do you believe that the Biden administration, they fucked up on their last thing? Y'all let me know in the chat, man. There go a picture of the president of the Venezuela. Let me see something, man. Let me go to Fox News real quick, man. Let me see what else. I might just play this other video from Fox News from yesterday with the what's this, the one I was looking at? Is that the... Yeah, this it right here. Fuck it. Play this. Global leader picks a side after Trump administration capture.
Hun, you've got this. It's different, but we like different. Now, Aldi is smaller to cut overhead. It's just money, that's a good thing. Grass-fed beef sticks.
I love beef sticks. And they're Aldi brand.
So no brand markup.
Who are you? I'm James.
He's James.
Hey, James.
You got the quarter for your cart? Now remember, you'll get that back. Hey, why is Aldi different?
To save us money.
There he is. Roll the window up and get out of the car.
Differences that save you money. It's an Aldi thing.
The world is on notice after President Trump made good on his promise to bring Venezuelan dictator Nicolás Maduro to justice. But not all countries are pleased with the president's actions, with several, including both allies and adversaries, voicing concern. Here with the latest from across the globe is CB Cotton. CB, how are these other countries reacting?
Hey, Tommy. Well, first, I want to point out that at some point tonight, of course, we're going to hope to get word that ousted Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro is behind bars at that federal prison here in New York City. And it's interesting because despite some Venezuelans celebrating what could come next for their country, there are some New York leaders blasting the president about the U.S. military actions that got us to this point. As you probably can expect, New York City's Democratic Socialist Mayor Zohran Mamdani is among them. He wrote on X, quote, unilaterally attacking a sovereign nation is an act of war and a violation of federal and international law. Mamdani also said today that he spoke to Trump by phone to criticize the strikes. He now joins other elected Democrats who've condemned the Trump administration. And our country's adversaries, as you mentioned, predictably have also criticized the American intervention. Russia's foreign ministry even calling Maduro, listen to this, a quote, legitimately elected president. It's such a stark contrast with our U.S. allies like Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who praised President Trump today, saying he took decisive action. Netanyahu said that Trump said of Trump today, quote, I salute your decisive resolve and the brilliant action of your brave soldiers. As we've been talking about, today marked the culmination of a months-long campaign to oust Maduro. And U.S. leaders have been really firm on this for the past several weeks. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Mike Waltz, even saying last month that the U.S. saw Maduro as an illegitimate dictator. He did not mince words when speaking to the UN Security Council. And Tommy, I also want to mention that we have gotten word that a UN Security Council meeting on the developing situation in Venezuela is set for Monday morning. We know Venezuela, Colombia, and of course our U.S. adversaries, China and Russia, all called for this meeting. So we'll be keeping a close eye on what comes out of this. But definitely along party lines, we're seeing support or opposition to this U.S. military action. We're also seeing this abroad. And it's very ironic because it's the Venezuelans today that we're hearing from that are praising President Trump's actions, finally having some hope for their future.
CB Cotton, indeed. Thank you so much for your reporting.
This shit about as stressful as that. But I hate being an adult. I really do. This is just some bullshit.
Hun, you've got this. It's different, but we like different. Now, Aldi is smaller to cut overhead, which saves us money, and that's a good thing. Look, grass-fed beef sticks.
I love beef sticks. And they're Aldi brand.
So no brand markup.
Who are you? I'm James.
He's James.
Hey, James.
You got the quarter for your cart? Now remember, you'll get that back. Hey, why is Aldi different?
To save us money.
There he is. Roll the window up and get out of the car.
Differences that save you money. It's an Aldi thing.
For more on this, let's bring in Fox News contributor Kyron Skinner. She's also a senior advisor at the Heritage Foundation and the International Relations Chair at the Pepperdine University School of Public Policy. Kyron, it's no surprise that a number of nations around the world are condemning this action, but a lot of those who are condemning it are also scared that the same kind of thing might happen to their leadership.
You make a strong point.
I don't know, bro. Like, I'm sorry to pause that shit, but do y'all really believe that somebody... Now, the only way I believe that shit is going to really happen is like Russia, China, dumb motherfuckers do some shit like this. I really do. And I don't think they'll be... I honestly don't think they'll be upset if something did happen to Trump, because most of these motherfuckers don't like Trump.
About other nations, they're condemning, but they're also watching, and this took them by surprise. In the last few months, the U.S. has moved the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier to the Caribbean Sea, other warships. It struck at least 30 boats that were alleged to carry drugs and drug smugglers. There's been a buildup of U.S. military presence in the region. President Trump's language has been unvarnished in his discussions about Maduro, suggesting that he leave voluntarily. Secretary Rubio has talked about off-ramps for Maduro. Maduro didn't listen, but the world now is listening and watching. It understands that the Trump administration actually has a strategic doctrine and knows how to implement it. This was about as flawless a military action as one could have, given the potential danger to Americans and Venezuelans in what was done. And we haven't seen in a long time kinetic action with U.S. success among its strong departments and agencies, the intelligence agencies, DOJ, law enforcement, the Department of War, the Secretary of State's office. This was an integration of U.S. military force that will give the Chinese and the Russians pause going forward. As important as it was for the region, it was important for the rest of the world, especially those hotspots where the U.S. has interest.
Yeah. Obviously, it is one thing to depose a leader like this. It's quite another to move into the country and take over operations of the government, which is what President Trump says the United States is about to do. How do you see that going?
I'm glad you mentioned it, because that also, I think, is in some ways a bigger surprise for many, because as you know, and as most people have heard him say repeatedly, President Trump, he's not about nation building around the world. He sees that as one of the biggest mistakes of the U.S. in the 21st century, especially in Iraq. He campaigned against that conflict. But at the same time, he's making it clear that the Trump doctrine and America First are much more nuanced. It's just not binary opposites. No involvement in a country or full involvement. He's talking about a transitional leadership effort to bring Venezuela back to a democratic nation. And so that's what I think is worth focusing on. There's nuance there and commitment to having a more prosperous and free Western Hemisphere. If the U.S. doesn't go in, and I think this is where the president was extremely precise and clear, the void will be filled by malign actors who are already in place. The military could split, there could be a long civil war, all kinds of actors want to take over that country, but with a steady hand by the U.S., understanding that it's a temporary commitment to leadership until there's an appropriate person in place, there's an opportunity to revive the economy and help the Venezuelan people through the energy sector, which has been really hurt during the Maduro years. I think it will.
Basically, what this bitch is saying, I'm sorry, I ain't even call her that, but basically what she's trying to say is they're going to gentrify the fuck out this motherfucker, bro. They going to literally, you might see some Trump buildings, you might see the same thing they were doing in Gaza, bro. Like, to restructure that, they going to have, you got to have money. And then you set up your businesses there. Bro, that's all this shit is, bro. It's about power and control and the new alignments, bro. And they're with AI and all this shit that's being created, bro. They are really trying to set up a new wave and a new control system, bro, that is not going to be beneficial to a lot of citizens.
Will be a temporary but powerful effort.
Yeah, they're only exporting a fraction of the oil that they potentially could. Secretary of State Marco Rubio made it plain that that Nicolás Maduro is no friend of the United States and not even the legitimate leader. Listen.
Nicolás Maduro was indicted in 2020 in the United States. He is not the legitimate president of Venezuela. That's not just us saying it. The first Trump administration, the Biden administration, the second Trump administration, none of those three recognized him. He's not recognized by the European Union and multiple countries around the world. He is a fugitive of American justice with a $50 million reward.
So why is it that so many countries are trying to come to his defense?
$50 million? Ain't that what they tried to get for Chelsea Clinton? Nah, y'all sorry. Y'all, if y'all watch Rush Hour, you know what the fuck I mean, bro. God damn, these people always want some money.
I don't know that they're as much trying to come to his defense, but really trying to say that the United States is violating international law. There's more of a target on the U.S., which is really unfortunate when you look at what's happened to Venezuela, a nation that could be prospering and contributing so much to its own people and to the rest of the world. The fact that there is two U.S. presidents in different parties have understood and supported the indictment of Maduro and his wife suggests that in the United States, there is a clear understanding that he's an illegitimate leader. And many others feel the same way in Latin America as well. So let's give it a few days. I think we're going to hear different global voices coming out supporting the U.S.
So the Venezuela president met with China 5 hours. I believe China, just China. It might have been China and Russia. 5 hours before that shit happened. Bro, all this shit is right here in front of y'all face. You know, half y'all motherfuckers gonna act like y'all don't even see it. And that's why I be trying to tell motherfuckers, y'all be focused on the wrong bullshit, bro. These people literally are doing certain shit to set us up backwards. And y'all probably don't feel like it's gonna affect us or whatever, or how it's gonna affect us. It might not. And see, it depends on the person and the money bracket you in too, bro. It can affect certain people in certain brackets. It can not affect certain people in certain bracket.